राजप्रियं धर्म संस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Jai Shri Krishna. Seeking the blessings of Yogeshwara Krishna and our Param Pujya Swami Guru Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, I, Mala Narayanan from Bangalore, bow down at their lotus feet. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. A warm welcome to all the sadhaks who have assembled here for the interpretation session of first part of 18th chapter named Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. We all are really blessed to be associated with Gita Pariwar. As you all are in L4, I hope and wish you all have chosen some seva to do in our Gita Pariwar. Now it's time for prayer before we start the session. Prayer is considered to be an integral part of our culture, and it is an expression of our devotion which ensures success, remove obstacles, and create right mental attitude. And today, Smita Somnath Didi from Kottayam, Kerala is going to recite Prarthana. Smita Didi joined Gita Pariwar in 2022 and is giving seva as a trainer. Didi is working under Kerala state government. Let's invoke the blessings of Lord Krishna. Didi, please.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कौसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। Jai Shri
Thank
Krishna.
you, Didi, for that melodious prayer. Now it's time for Deepa Prajwalan. Shubham karoti kalyanam, arogyam dhana sampada, shatru buddhi vinashaya, Deepa Jyoti namostuti. That means I bow down to the light of the lamp, which brings wellness, health, and prosperity and destroys enemies and bad thoughts. I bow down again and again to the light. May I request Mala Telan Didi from Bhopal to do the honors. Didi is from Bhopal and joined Gita Pariwar in April 2024 and is giving seva as group coordinator and tech assistant. Didi is a postgraduate in Hindi literature. Didi, Mala Didi, please.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Didi, for a devotional and beautiful Deepa Prajulan. Now our Zoom is ready for the interpretation session. I would like to inform all the participants that you may ask questions once the session is over. Raise your hands only after the session is over, please. Kindly share this link to your near and dear ones, the link of this Vivechan. Now, it's time for the most anticipated part of the session. Our speaker for the day is Senior Trainer of Gita Pariwar, Shraddha ji Raodeo. She is a native of Nagpur and now residing in Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad. Shraddha Didi has been conducting Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā classes at her residence for more than 9 years. She is a disciple of Swami Govinda Dev Giriji Maharaj and deeply committed to Gita Parivar's mission. Blessed by Pujya Swamiji with the title of President of Gita Parivar Bhagyanagar, Didi joined as a co-trainer in online Gita classes since August 2020. Didi is in various teams in Gita Parivar and is an L4 trainer and trainer for Bhopal Jade classes. She is also trainer for trainers. And in Bhopal Jade classes, where sadhaks have completed Patik exam, that is by hearting 12 chapters. Didi is giving Seva as a trainer, examiner, Vivechak, and heading class monitoring team. Currently, Didi is leading the literature publication proofreading team of Learngeeta for 13 languages. Over to you, Didi, for the interpretation of first part of 18th chapter, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga.
Didi, network problem from Shraddha Didi side. Please wait for like 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. So let me take this opportunity to tell you what all sevas you can do. I know as you are all in L4, most of the people who are today there to listen the Vivechan, you would be in L4 or have completed L4. So please try to do some seva as per your like and availability of time, your ability, your interest, and to know the details. You should be in, you are all in one group where you will get these details of Gita Sevi, what all sevas you can do. Those who have passed at least a Jijnasu exam, they can become trainers. And for every seva, you have to join a group, because the groups, if you have not read anything about it, please do watch Gita Sevi program, which is available in YouTube and in learngeeta.com. So there you can find what are the things you can do. That is, you can become trainer, you can become a tech. Just if you know how to operate a mobile, you can do a tech seva. And for everything training would be given, and all details would be taught to you. You would be demo will be given to you. You can do your demo before you do any seva. Then there are calling sevas, there are migration team, 45 more than 45 departments are there where you can, and those who are creative, those for that also you can join as a creative team. We have advertising teams, then we do advertisements means to it's not advertisement, it's a pracharak team where you can do prachar for make people join Gita Parivar to learn how to recite Bhagavad Gita flawlessly. So there are and you get pamphlets and so many varieties of things are available on the that is Learngeeta.com app also has got that, and the Pracharak team will give you. You can just inform them and they would be sending you materials for advertisement. You can go to temples wherever you go, or in some functions you can give those pamphlets there, tell people to join, and you can also help them to join using the mobile. You can do that. So for everything you will be trained very well, and learning Bhagavad Gita, those who have learned, they know how much peace we are getting in our life, how our outlook has changed. So please do that, please. And also try to learn Gita by heart. And if you have not given any exam, please try to give exam. You can learn one shloka one day. One shloka one day, that's very easy. So yeah, Shraddha Didi has come. Yes, over to you, Shraddha Didi. Yeah. Shraddha Didi is here. Didi, can you spotlight and Manisha Didi? Yeah.
Yes, Didi.
Yes, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Didi,
Didi.
unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yes, I am
Jai Shri
for the
Krishna,
audio.
Didi.
I am connected from a different device, Didi. That's why I was not able to unmute myself. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. A very, very warm welcome to this session, all of you.
Yeah.
One. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. A very, very warm welcome. Manisha Didi, Mala Didi, am I clearly audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Didi, we can hear you. Yeah. Yes, yes.
Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. Sorry about the delay. Let us all join our hands together and pray to Param Puja Gurudev and Shri Krishna, with whose blessings we all assemble here for this 18th chapter Vivechan today. Hari Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasen Grathitam Purana मध्ये Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniं Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Amba Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavad-gīte Vapatveşihim. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. Hari Om. Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. A very warm welcome to the session again, all of you. We are today starting with a very beautiful chapter. This chapter in itself is the longest chapter of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And before we dive straight into this chapter, I would like to congratulate each one of you for completing this journey of learning 17 chapters of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. This in itself is a great opportunity. There are so many crores of people on this earth, and we are the blessed few lakhs who are getting this opportunity to get an exposure to Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. This is such a beautiful blessing that Shri Krishna has on us. He has bestowed this beautiful blessing on us that we get an exposure to learn this Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, now by the time we have completed 18 chapters, we have gone through so many different principles of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. We have learned what are the three gunas, what kind of ahar we should be having, what kind of tap we should be doing. We have also seen about the different types of yajna that are an essential part of our life. This divine conversation has resulted in unparalleled flow of knowledge. But when we look at this scripture, after completing this 17th chapter, we see that there is so much more to this scripture than just knowledge. The most important thing about this scripture is that assurance that Shri Krishna gives that I am there. There are so many scriptures, our Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Vasishta, all these scriptures. They are written at peaceful places. Very thoughtfully, the authors have compiled those scriptures and they have been presented for us to gain lot of wisdom. But this is the only scripture which has come where on the Kurukshetra. No Grantha, no other scripture has this divine origin that it has been compiled on the battlefield. And on this battlefield, this Arjun was on this battlefield. He has his own challenges. We are also on, in a battlefield. We are having a war on two fronts. One is the external war, where there are temptations, there are challenges, there are sorrows, even happiness. All these things are there. We are stuck in different kinds of dilemmas. This is an external war that we have, and there is an internal war. And this internal war within ourselves. We all are at the war in these two fronts. And at such a time, this scripture comes handy. In what way? In a way, not only by knowledge, not only by telling what is right, what is wrong, which direction should we go in. It also comes as a deep assurance from Sri Krishna that you just trust me. Manmana bhava mad bhakto. You surrender your mind to me. You surrender your emotions to me. You surrender your intellect to me. And I am there for you. This assurance is there throughout Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes when we are learning this Bhagavad Gita, we should do one thing. Keep Arjun aside and think that Shri Krishna is just talking to us. Put yourself in the shoes of Arjun and experience the bliss, experience the love that Shri Krishna has poured in his words for Arjun. You just realize it for yourself, and then you will realize one great thing, that so much love Shri Krishna has put in this entire conversation, that it does not remain a scripture, but it has a motherly touch to it. Our Maharashtrian sons, they say that this is mother, Gita E. There is the entire book itself, they call it Gita E. That is Gita I. I in Marathi means mother. So we start developing a perception that she is our mother. Just now I said this pratna, Ammat Tvam Anusandadhami. Hey Gita Manda, I am following you. And when we are following her, we just don't look at her as a Shastra, just as a scripture, but as our mother. And when we look at her with that perspective, we will understand that she has every solution for us. The scripture has every solution for us, and all this consolidated, all the solutions, all the knowledge of all 17 chapters that we have seen so far, all are consolidated in this one chapter, that is the 18th chapter. So, just as we will go through this entire chapter, you will see there is no new principle that has been introduced in this chapter. All the principles are more or less what is described in the previous 17 chapters. However, you will see this as a consolidation. Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj says that this chapter is called, he calls it Ekadhyayi Gita. That is the entire Bhagavad Gita in one adhyay, that is Ekadhyayi Gita. He also says this is the Kalash Adhyay. So we are moving on a journey from the steps of the temple. We are moving towards the Kalash. That is the Kalasha Adhyay. This is the supreme Adhyay. And what Adi Shankaracharya says about this scripture, Sarvasya eva Gita Shastrasya Artha Asmin Adhyay. In this chapter, after putting all the meaning in this entire Bhagavad Gita, he has summarized And along with that, upasamritya, sarvacha vedartho vaktavya, all this entire summary of Vedas. Also, Shri Krishna has put vaktavya iti evam artha ayam adhyaya arabhyate. This entire, not only Gita Shastra's adhyaya, not only this is a summary of all the Gita Shastra, but also the summary of all the Vedas are coming into this particular chapter. This is a divine chapter. So, in this, up till now, we have gone through this 17th chapter. Whether there are certain things which we have understood, which we have not understood, but suppose you are catching a train to some place and you are late on that platform and somehow you are about to miss the train has already started. What do? We run behind that train, and if nothing, at least the last compartment, the last dabba of the train we'll try to catch, and the train is caught. It is like that. Entire Bhagavad Gita we have gone through, but if there is something that we have missed, that train, whatever is missed, we will be able to catch it through this 18th chapter. So this entire chapter is introduced with the purpose of revisiting the principles of Bhagavad Gita. It is also having the extract of all the Vedas. This is such a beautiful chapter. So actual Bhagavad Gita ends at 15th chapter. Then 16th and 17th chapter come as the appendix, and then this 18th chapter comes as Ekadhyayi Gita. And this chapter begins with a very beautiful question from Arjun. A similar question has come in the 3rd chapter also. So Shri Krishna is asked by Arjun, what is the difference between Tyag and Sannyas? A very beautiful question starts this chapter. Arjuna uvacha Sannyasasya mahabaho tattvamichhami veditum त्यागस्य च ऋषिकेश पृथक्केशिनिषूदनम्. What Shri Krishna is saying now, this Arjun's shlok itself, he has used 3 adjectives. He Mahabaho, the one with strong arms. He Rishikesha, the one who has complete control over all his sense organs. He Keshinishudana, you are the one who is the destroyer of this demon called Keshi. The story comes in the Bhagavad. So he is the destroyer of demons within us also. Rishikesha, he has controlled all his sense organs, and Mahabhav, he has strong arms. He has the capacity of handling so much work. The entire universe is being run by Shri Krishna himself. Somebody who has these immense capacities, somebody with that kind of qualities can only free me from all my doubts. And with that emotion, all these 3 adjectives Arjun has used, that because you are all these, you are a Mahabahu, you are Rishikesha, you are Keshinishudana, you are the only one who can solve my doubt about what? About this sukshma, this subtle difference between these 2 words, sannyas and tyag. There are sometimes some words which sound very similar, and we need to know. At this point, probably Arjun is also seeing that Shri Krishna has finished telling everything. But I don't want him to stop. I want him to keep talking. And that is why Arjun has again taken him back to the question that he had asked in the 3rd chapter also. That I want to know. What is the difference? Sometimes you're pushing me towards karma yoga, sometimes the jnana yoga. What is this? You tell me one thing at a time. Similar question he's asking here. Tell me. Prathak Keshudan. You tell me prathak prathak. What is the difference? Aham sannyasasya tyagasya cha tattvam prathak veditum ichchami. Tell me clearly what is the difference. What do I understand? So here he says, I don't want to know just the definition. Tattvam veditum ichchami. I want to know it by principle. Now, when the student is like Arjun, Sri Krishna also doesn't reserve anything. He is generous. He has immense love for Arjun. And then Sri Krishna doesn't just tell the peripheral things, but he'll go deeper into the definitions of Tyaga. So to begin with, Sri Krishna explains what is the general perception about these 2 words. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kamyanang Karmananyasam Sanyasam Kavayo Viduhu सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं प्राहुस्त्यागं विचक्षणाः. Hmm. Sri Krishna is not directly giving his opinion. He first explains the view of scholars. There are two words used in this shlok for great intellectual people, to the scholars. He says kavayoho and vichakshanaha. Kavayoho and vichakshanaha. Kavayoho and vichakshanaha, both the words approximately mean the same thing. They both refer to scholars or deep thinkers. So what is their perception? That kamyanam karmana nyasa. This word nyas basically has a very straightforward meaning. It means giving up. Nyas basically refers to atyag. Not necessarily giving up, but keeping aside in a certain way. Keeping aside. So Shri Krishna says that kamyanam karmana nyasa. Now this is not Shri Krishna's opinion, but he says that scholars explain this kamyanam karmana nyasam. So before understanding what has to be given up, here Shri Krishna says kamyanam karmana nyasam. The scholars, all the kavayo viduhu, all the intelligent people, what do they say? That you have to give up on desires. What kind? On karma, which is kamya karma. The word that is referred here, which kind of karma? Nyasa means giving up. And here when Shri Krishna says kamyanam karmana nyasam, he says you have to give up on kamya karma. What is this kamya karma? Before we understand the meaning of kamya karma, let us understand the broad classification of karma. Anything that we do on a daily basis, whatever we do, that is karma. And when we talk about karma, there are different categories. This karma described as prescribed by our Vedas. They go into different types of categories. One is nitya karma. In the third chapter also we have seen niyatang kuru karmatvam. Niyata karma you have to do continuously. So that niyata karma or nitya karma, like sandhya, puja, cooking for the family, all these things are our niyata karma that we have to do on a regular basis. Then second category is that of naimittik karma. What is naimittik karma? Naimittik karma is certain events, certain karma we will be doing only for a particular event. We will not be doing them continuously. We will not be doing them on a daily basis. But on certain events, for instance, Ganpati Puja, it is done during that Ganesh Utsav days. Navratri, it is celebrated during those days. Shraddha Karma, that is not to be done every day. It is done on those particular tithis. Such duties, obligatory duties, which are to be followed as a part of that particular event, that becomes your naimittik karma. Then comes this kamya karma. Now, some certain things we will be doing, some karma we will be doing out of some desires. May God, give me lot of wealth. For that, I will do a special Lakshmi Puja, suppose. For the, benefit of my children's health, if I'm trying to organize some yagya or some Satyanarayan Puja or some other event, that will become kamya karma. Doing a karma, doing a worship specifically for that purpose, that becomes kamya karma. If for your children, for your daughter-in-law, son-in-law, for anybody in the family, if there is a specific thing that I'm doing, then it becomes kamya karma. Then nishiddha karma, the things that should not be done. Theft, it should not be done. Cheating, himsa, violence, that should not be done. All the things which should not be done come under the category of nishiddha karma, and then comes prayaschit karma. Sometimes we realize that this mistake has happened and we need to take a punishment, or some things, some tasks are done to repair those mistakes. We seek forgiveness by doing these kind of karma that become the prayaschit karma. So these are the different kinds of categories, and then after this all this karma, then niyata karma. Niyata karma is our occupational duties. Like student is expected to study, a soldier is expected to take care of the country, protect the country. Teacher is expected to teach. A doctor is expected to treat his patients properly. A shopkeeper, a businessman is expected to earn the money for the society, make the country prosperous. So Shri Krishna is saying that Niyatam Kuru Karmatvam in the previous chapters. He said Niyatam Kuru, you have to do your Niyata Karma. But here what Shri Krishna is saying, that some thinkers feel that we should discard the Kamya Karma. So any karma which we should be, which is being done with a intent that I have some desires from this karma, that should be discarded. And there is another school of thought. He says, Sarva karma phalatyagam prahustyagam vichakshanaha. There is one school of thought which is saying, abandon all the kamya karma. There is another school of thoughts which says, Sarva karma phalatyagam. Renounce or let go of the fruits of all the karma. Like, I have done some karma, and what do we want? I'm learning Bhagavad Gita, so God should not give me any problems in my life. That doesn't happen. If we are learning Gita or we are doing any other task with an intent that I want something in result, that becomes what? That becomes, attachment to the fruits of the karma. Now, this is really very difficult. But once the task is done, see, we have to also understand, when we say that Sarva Karma Phalatyagam, some people have a misunderstanding that it means we should not expect any results from the karma. That is not going to happen, because once you sow the seed, the plant is going to grow. Whether I study or don't study, but if I appear for the exam, whether I want or not, the result is going to come. Similarly, if the task is done, whether I want or I don't want, the result is going to come. When we use this term Sarva Karma Phalatyagam, essentially what we are saying is we should not be attached to the results of the karma. So this phrase actually means that we should give up on the attachment to the results of the karma. It does not mean that we should not do the task itself, or we should stop having an expectation that the result will come. So these are the first two opinions that Shri Krishna has given. Then third opinion that he tells is about a little more different perspective on karma. He says, Tyajyandoshavadetyeke karma prahur manishinam yajnyadanatapah karma natyajamiti chapare. So now again the third word comes here, manishinaha. Prahur manishinaha. So what are the three words that have come in the previous to previous shlok? Kavayoho, vichakshanaha, manishinaha. All refer to deep thinkers or deep or intellectual scholars. So Shri Krishna is telling the views of all these intellectuals, and now he's telling that you have to give up on what? Here he says that Tyajan doshavadyeke. Initially, he has told the type of that we have to do the niyata karma, but we should avoid the phalatyaga. We should sarva karma phalatyaga. We should avoid being attached to the fruits of the karma. These are the two opinions, and the third one he says that there is a class of intellectuals who says that you should give up on karma itself. Why? Because Tyajyan doshavadyeke. Doshavat iti karma tyajam means what? That every work, I told you that if we do the work, there is going to be a fruit, there is going to be a result of this task. So that means the whole act of doing karma itself has a side effect. That if I do a karma, then there is going to be an attachment, there is going to be, there is a tendency that more tendencies will follow. One small act is done, and so many things are going to get attached to it. A small example, if I cook in the house, then I've cooked, I get an expectation that people should admire the cooking. Then, but what happens now? One family member likes the cooking. He said, "Oh, my favorite dish you have cooked." The other person will say, "You are always cooking what the other person likes, not cooking what I like." One small act of cooking can result in so many different reactions within the family members itself. and amongst all of us, so many different emotions it can give rise to. And I, as the karta, I, as the doer of that karma, also get to experience so many results of the simple act of cooking. And more entanglement in emotions is happening. So the act of doing anything itself is having so many side effects. Hmm. Very beautifully Adi Shankaracharya puts in one shlok also that this is a very vicious cycle. Hmm. This karma itself, by default, it is a defective, and one karma leads to another desire. Now, suppose I'm going to office that I want a promotion, then more wealth. This is not happening, then another desire. This is a continuous cycle. Very beautifully, Adi Shankaracharya says, Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे. Again and again, it is a vicious cycle. We are going to be stuck in this cycle. One desire, then another desire. Again, in this birth, I am not able to fulfill all my desires, so again another desire. So, going by this thought process, this third school of thought says that we should just abandon karma itself. Hmm? But Shri Krishna mentions that in the second line of this shlok that this is the third one, but there is another category which says Yajnadana tapak karma natyajyamiti chapare. So there are others who say that no matter what, even though there is dosh, there is a side effect, there is a disadvantage of doing karma, there are three which we should not abandon. What are those three things? Yajna, that is the sacrifice that we give to attain something, some larger benefit for the society, larger benefit for the humanity. Dana, that is sharing what all have. This is a feeling of sharing. And then tapa, that is every effort taken and every challenge endured to for our own upliftment. That is the tapa. So Shri Krishna says that this is the fourth school of thought, which says that no matter what, these three should not be abandoned, lest you abandon anything. And now Shri Krishna moves on to telling something very firmly. So previously he has told in these two shlokas what are the four school of thoughts which talk different things, which expose different things about this karma. Then Shri Krishna gives his decisive opinion on this topic. What does he say? Nishchayam shruno me tatra tyage bharat sattamam tyago hi purusha vyaghra trividah samprakirtitah. Now, Shri Krishna is Shri Krishna. He just doesn't give superficial answers to whatever Arjun asks. He is not somebody who will just give one paracetamol. If we get sick, just one paracetamol will just cure the top level symptoms of any disease. What is the root cause of that disease? That will not get cured by the simple tablet. For that we need a specialist, and Shri Krishna is a specialist who says that I will not tell you this thing. These are the different opinions, but now listen carefully. The first word itself, he says, my conclusive opinion, Nishchayam Shrunu Me Tatra. Now, in all this, what is my decisive, my conclusive opinion about what? Tyage, about abandon me. Hey Bharata Sattama, you are the greatest among all this Bharat dynasty. You are what? Purusha Vyagra. You are the best among all the, all the humans that exist. Look at the kind of adjectives Shri Krishna uses for Arjun. Because he has these qualities, Shri Krishna will not settle for simple knowledge. He will go into the depth to make such a great person. See, if a nursery child comes and asks you a question, what we'll do, we'll give him some basic answer and say, okay, like that, children. When the child goes older, in the teenage, you ensure that there is some logical answer that you give. And when your children become adults, then we can have a one-to-one good conversation, a logical, not just logical, a decisive conversation with them. So as the children mature, as the student matures, the answer that the teacher gives will differ. And now Shri Krishna is talking to best amongst all the human beings, Purusha Vyagra, the best amongst all, and he is the best in his dynasty. So Sri Krishna is going to give the best answer. And what he says, that I will explain you the details. Full, surgical strike he is doing of this entire word called Tyaga. He says that Tyag also is of three types. This reminds me of the 17th chapter when Sri Krishna says Shraddha is also of three types. Satvik Shraddha, Rajasik Shraddha, and Tamasi Shraddha. And the entire chapter, so beautifully, he goes into the details of explaining the entire detail of how this devotion is. Here Shri Krishna starts with a very beautiful thing. He says that Tyag is also of three types. What are the three types of Tyag? Before he tells about the Tyag, Shri Krishna says that one decisive thing that I want to tell you about is the most important thing. He says, Yajnadana tapah karma natyajam karyameva tat Yajnyodanam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Shri Krishna says there are three things that should not be abandoned or left at any cost. So, in the earlier view, some scholars have pointed out that Yajnidana tapakarma natyajan. Shri Krishna advocates it further and says that these three should not be avoided at any cost. Natyajam. Why? Yajnyo danan tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Why it should not? He has given a beautiful explanation, reason behind it. Why pavanani manishinam? These three acts. What is yajna? What is dana? What is tap? In brief, we all know that yajna, karma, in the karma yoga, we have seen in the 2 chapters of karma yoga, we have beautifully seen what is yajna. And then dana, charity. The charity is a wrong translation of dana. Okay, it is dana actually means sharing. Whatever excess we have, Shri Krishna has, the Paramatma has given me so much. From this, what I have to keep things that I require, but the rest is an extra thing. I have to share it with the people who need it. And tap, tap is going through all the pain, whatever pain comes in my comes to me as a part of fulfilling my duties. I want to study, but that calls for sitting for long hours and coming with a back pain. I have to endure it. That is tap. To take care of my family, sometimes you have to stay awake at night, and all this is going to cause us a lot of difficulties, but this is a part of our tap, because taking care of the family is our niyata karma. Going to office, it could be a very strenuous job, it could be a very tense job, traveling to office, going through the stress at my workplace, all that could be very stressful, but enduring it, that is tapa. Why? Because that earnings for my family, ensuring financial security for the family is the niyata karma. So Shri Krishna says that all these three things, yajna, dana and tapa, these should not be abandoned at any cost. Why? Because they are pavanani manishina, means they are essential to cleanse the soul of a person. Pavanani, like Ganga water, it is going to take away all the sins. How does the wind flow? The wind is going to cleanse the environment. See, if something is burning, there's a lot of smoke, and the wind comes, what happens? It washes away all the smoke, and the air will become cleaner. If there is a dirty water in one glass, and we start putting flow of water, slowly the dirty water will go away, and the tap water will make the whole water clean. Just like that, continuous flow of good deeds, good karma, like yajna, dana and tapa, a continuous flow of these kind of activities is going to cleanse the soul of the human being performing these activities. It is going to make our karma clear. And that is why Shri Krishna says, Etanyapitu karmani sangam tyaktva phalani cha kartavyani me partha nishchitam matamuttamam. Now, before we look at the first three, charan, understand the importance of the shloka by looking at the last charan, nishchitam matamuttamam. This is my decisive, most certain belief. This is my firm opinion. So when Shri Krishna is saying there is no fraction of doubt that I have that by doing this yajna, dana, tapa, by doing this yajna, sacrifice, and charity, all these performing austerity, all these things, unless you do, you are not going to be able to get free from this birth. This, but along with whatever we are going to discuss further, this is my decisive conclusive opinion. So listen carefully. What we have to listen carefully: etanyapitu karmani sangan tyaktva phalani cha. How we have to do this? Sangan tyaktva, by abandoning the attachment towards the karma. So he has added two clauses that don't just do yajna dana tapa. You have to do them how? You have to do them by giving up on all the attachments from this fruits. Phalani, sangan tyaktva phalani cha. Now he has used these two words separately. What we feel that sanga, that is attachment to the karma, is what? For the fruits only. What other attachment is there? No, it is not that we are attached only to the fruits of the karma. We are attached to the karma in different ways. One is the there are three ways in which basically we are attached to the karma. One is to the fruits. If I do this, what will I get? This is an incentive driven society. So everybody is wondering that if I do this, what will I get? That is the first question. Secondly, the second way of being attached to the karma is I am the doer. ये काम मैंने किया है. I am the doer. I have to get the credit. That we are attached to that the ego or the pride of being the doer of that karma. And third is the attachment to the karma itself. For instance, suppose I am, organizing an event, and in that event there are different things. One is a registration desk, one is collection desk, one is a cleanliness committee, one is seating arrangement, and then there is one stage committee. Everybody wants to be a part of that stage committee, whether they know the anchoring or not, whether they no, we want to be on the stage. Nobody wants to be at the registration desk, also fine. Seating arrangement also fine, but nobody wants to be a part of that cleanliness committee. Who will ensure? Because no credit is coming. So we are attached to the karma. मैं यही करूँगा. I will do only this. The other thing is not my karma. So Shri Krishna says that you have to give up all sorts of attachment to the karma, and also to attach. You have to give up on the attachment to the fruits of the karma. Technically, we cannot escape from the fruits of the karma, but we should not be attached. For example, how parents bring up their children. The very beautiful example comes in Yaneshwari, that a father will take care of his daughter, but he will not expect anything in return from the daughter. He will marry her off and ensure that, okay, you be happy, you remain happy wherever you are married, and not having any expectations from her. Selfless, but has taken great care to ensure that the sanskari daughter is there and she is married into a good family. Our karma should be done like that. That we have to take care of our karma properly. We should do our karma properly, and at the end, offered it on how the father will offer it to Vishnu Roop, son-in-law. While doing the marriage, that is the emotion that is there, that I am offering this Lakshmi to in your hands. So with that bhav, we should be also doing our karma, that we are offering it to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. We have seen all this concepts in the third chapter. So Shri Krishna says that we have to stay away from the ego of being a doer. We should stay away from the karma itself. Anything which is my karma, I should be doing. And when we are giving up on that karma, we have to give up on these attachments. So etanyapitu karmani, all the karma that you should do, all the yajna, dana, tapa, all the karma that you are doing, these should be done. Shri Krishna is of the firm opinion that this has to be done without any attachment. It should be done with full detachment from the karma. Further, Shri Krishna, now how has this whole topic started? From the sannyas and tyag. And here Shri Krishna is telling about the tyag of the sangan tyaktva sanga. Yes, we have to do the tyag of what? The karma phala tyaga. So Shri Krishna says that the tyag that we will do as a part of this karma is also going to be of three types. And Shri Krishna explains. So karma we have already seen elaborately in the previous chapter. Shri Krishna says you have to keep doing the karma. You have to keep doing all these yajna, dana, tapa. And while you are doing these things, you have to give upon attachment and the sangan tyaktva phalani cha, and on the fruits. Or you have to give upon the attachment towards the karma and give upon the attachment to the fruits of the karma. So while you are giving up on something, what is giving up? It is a tyag. It is a sannyas. So Shri Krishna says that sannyas is also of three types. And in that context, Shri Krishna says, Niyatasya tu sannyasa karmano nopapadyate mohat tasya parityagastamasah parikirtitah. So some people will do what? They will renunciate on these actions out of delusion. That there are these obligatory duties that I have to do, but out of attachment towards the fruits of this, or out of complete delusion of detachment. Nowadays you see people directly want to talk about moksha, directly want to talk about dhyana, but it is not like that. We have to first fulfill our duties, we have to first fulfill our niyata karma, and then gradually we have to step up. We have so many rin in our scriptures. According to our scriptures, there are so many depths that we have: deva rin, pitra rin, rishi rin. So all these are there in our lives, and unless we do the karma to completely nullify these depths, we cannot move in the direction of liberation, we cannot move in the direction of moksha. But many people consider giving up on their duties because of attachment, because of delusion, because of lack of knowledge. Some people, hmm, this entire Shraddha karma that we were talking about, this is an essential duty of every son. They have to, ensure that all that has to be done. But nowadays, people don't give enough importance to it. इसमें क्या रखा है? What does happen out of it? Because of lack of knowledge about our scriptures, all the traditions, people are cutting short on all the script, all these religious activities, all dharmic activities. People are cutting down on, don't think all these are important. Why? Because of lack of knowledge. There is a delusion, there is a confusion about their duties. And sometimes it is also out of attachment. I am too attached to my bed, too attached to our laziness. Arey, who will do? Sometimes out of laziness, moha is including everything: lack of knowledge, laziness, inactivity, all that comes under this one word. So out of all these, when a person gives up on their task, on their karma, that kind of giving up, that kind of tyag is tamasi tyag. So that is one type of tyag. And then he explains about the rajasi tyag. What he says about that: dukkhamithyeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayat tyajet sakritva rajasantyagan naiva tyaga phala naiva tyaga phalam labhet. Here, Sri Krishna is telling that there are some people who do the tyag out of what reason? Because it is going to cause me a lot of pain. Now, in this recent times, sometimes we see people will tell that Pandit Pujari ji that Pujari ji, jaldi jaldi puja karo, do it fast, because that smoke, it is creating a lot of problems for my eyes. When they will do the yajna, a lot of smoke will come. Oh, that is very stressful. I cannot do. If I'm expected to do any kind of fasting, Ekadashi Upvas, Mahashivratri Upvas, some kind of fasting, if I'm doing, people, oh, I cannot, endure, I cannot sustain hunger. I will not do all these things. So, Kaya Klesha, because it is causing some pain to my body. These tasks, while doing certain tasks, we are undergoing some physical pain. But some people are of the belief that we have come here for what? Enjoyment. Our life is merry. They have these kinds of notions about life. Life is like an ice cream. Enjoy it rightly before it melts. All those kinds of quotes. I find them very funny because life is not only about enjoyment. We have come here for a purpose. This Manushya Deha, this body that God has given us, is not just to enjoy the benefits or enjoy the things we are able to enjoy in our life because of our good karma. There is some good karma in the past that we have done which has given us all these convenience in our life, because of which we are getting temporary happiness in our lives. This happiness that we are enjoying is a result of the credit of good karma that has happened. If we forget that good karma is an account which has to have more and more credit, we should keep adding to this balance. We cannot just keep spending. Hmm, enjoyment is what? Spending all the good karma. But if you don't add up to this good karma, if you don't add up good deeds, then this whole balance will go. One day it will become zero and we will be left with nothing. So, but people start believing that we are here only for enjoyment. They forget the real purpose of this life. And in that delusion, they end up giving up on their basic duties. Sandhya, Vandan, puja, reading these dharmic scriptures, helping people, doing charity, doing something for the society. These are not optional. These are the very essential things. Our human birth is for these things. After fulfilling your basic duties, a human being is expected to go beyond his basic duties and expected to serve the society. A person who is not doing that is not adding to the credit of his life. No credit is added to the good karma, that enjoyment will become short lived. So, Shri Krishna says that people who are not doing anything, who are not doing, giving up on important tasks because of the fear for the pain that we have to endure, they are doing what? Rajasi tyag, naiva tyaga phalan lavet. This kind of Rajasi Tyag is also not going to give them any benefit. So, what should we do? So Shri Krishna tells how our life should become. This ninth shlok is extremely important. Karyamityeva yat karma niyatang kriyate juna sangam tyaktva phalain chaiva satyagah satviko matah. One statement Swamiji says here is so beautiful, that if we all are able to bring this one shlok in our lives, our life will become very beautiful. It will become golden life. What Shri Krishna says, that how you have to do your duties. Karyam iti eva yat karma. Whatever I am doing now, whatever is my duty, that itself is my karma. If a teacher starts believing that teaching is my job and I have to do it with full faith, if a soldier decides that it's my duty to protect the country, who is doing it with full faith, then it is equivalent to the one who is doing tapascharya in the Himalayas, in the mountains. The same fruit those people will get. Karyam iti eva yat karma. The person who treats that karya itself is my karma. Here, one very important thing is niyatang kriyate Arjuna. What kind of work we have to do? Niyata karma. That the task is meant for me. Suppose I am a teacher and one day I feel I have to do something for my country. It is very important I do something for my nation. And now today I am in full josh and full enthusiasm. Give me a gun, I will stand on the borders. Now, by nature, this person is a teacher. If the enemies come in front of him, he's not going to be able to do anything. But he wants to do. That is not done. What is your duty? The teacher is expected to, if the soldier says, I am done, enough of this seva, I want to now go and become a teacher, he is not going to be able to go and teach in schools. Everyone has their own niyata karma. Everybody has their own set of duties. So first condition Shri Krishna says is that it should be your niyata karma. It should be your duty. What if I don't know what is my duty? At that point of time, we have to rely on what? On our Guru, on Sri Bhagwan, on our Vedas, our scriptures, all the text or people in the office, what am I supposed to do? What my boss is telling me to do? What is in the policies of that organization? I am expected to follow those policies. All the people authorized to tell me tasks, if I'm doing my task according to it, at home and at other places, I'm working as per the rules that are laid down for me by the Vedas or by my Gurudev. I have to ensure that task has been done. That becomes my niyata karma. That becomes my duty. And how that duty should be done? Sangan tyaktva phalain chaiva, with complete detachment. See, there are so many people who have done so many tasks. We know, we talk about Kalidas. Kalidas has written so many great scriptures. He has written so many kavya. He is popular after so many hundreds of years also. We still talk about him. Hmm. He could have written 4-line shlok for himself also. If nothing, he could have written something about his parents, his family, something. Nowhere he is mentioned. Selflessly, he wanted to create that kavya for himself. Maharshi Veda Vyasji is given us Vedas, Upanishads, what not, so much knowledge, Bhagavad Gita that we are studying. It is a blessing from Bhagwan Veda Vyasji for us. He is the one who has given. Shri Krishna has said it, but Shri Krishna and Arjun had this conversation. Shri Krishna didn't write it down for us. Who wrote it and made it a part of Mahabharata for us? Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. So we should be very, very obliged. We should have an obligatory feeling towards him, that Arjun got to hear Bhagavad Gita is a blessing of Sri Krishna, but we getting to hear Bhagavad Gita is a blessing of Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. What he did is not just writing the Bhagavad Gita, he has compartmentalized it, edited into 18 chapters so that it becomes easy for us to understand it also. So that is the great. Where has he mentioned about himself in this entire Bhagavad Gita? In this entire, nowhere he talks about himself, nowhere he is praising himself. You go to the great temples, especially in the South India, we see beautiful temples. Who has created those temples? How many people have written the names? Some of these temples have been made with the efforts of generations. Not just one generation was capable of making these beautiful temples. 2, 3, 4 generations have invested their entire lifetime into creating these temples. How many names do we know? Who has created this beautiful temple of Madurai? Who has made this beautiful temple of Kolhapur? We don't know. But all these anonymous names, they have done such great work because Sangan Tyaktva, how they have done their karma, Sangan Tyaktva, without expecting anything in return. My parents, their parents, my Bhagwan, they wanted that this temple should be built here, and I have just fulfilled their wishes and continued, and these beautiful tasks, they went on for generations. Ajanta Ellora caves, you see such beautiful karigari on the work done on those caves. Nobody did it, knowing that someday we will get fame and recognition by doing all this work. It has happened naturally. We don't know who are the great artists, but nowadays we want fame. One small good thing we will do, we'll put it on the WhatsApp status. Status messages have to go that this one great task has been done, because we are excessively attached to our karma. But Shri Krishna is saying here, Sangan Tyaktva. If you are able to do this one thing, then what happens? This is one dosh. The only side effect of karma is that it is, it binds you with itself. If we cut this binding, then the side effect of the karma will be lost. The dosh, the side effect, the problem, the entire disadvantage of the karma is what? That it binds you. If you cut on this attachment, that binding itself will be lost. The karma will not be able to bind you at all. For instance, if you think about this, in the courts, the people will give this, judge will give an order to that this person has committed a severe crime, he needs to be hanged. Now that hangman, that jallad, his duty is to ensure that this punishment is done. Do we punish the jallad for doing this kind of act of hanging somebody? No, because he has done it at the orders of the judge. So it becomes his duty because he is expected to follow the. But the same thing, if this person does on the road, he's entitled for the punishment, because now that karma becomes a binding on him, because it is not done on the orders of the judge. So the same karma, if done with attachment and with detachment, it becomes either a binding or it doesn't remain a binding, depending on whose orders we are doing it. Similarly, if I do the karma, that it is my duty, it has been told to me by authorized people, by my Vedas, my scriptures, my Gurudev, I'm required to do this karma. If I don't have any attachment, this karma will not become my, it will not become a binding for me. Sangantyakta phalancha. He was such a person who is able to live this kind of, he is so able to bring this kind of tyag in his life. If he is able to get these qualities within him, satyaga satviko mataha. Such a person is a satvik tyagi. Hmm? Such a person. How is Sri Ram? Sri Ram has done so much tyag in his life for the sake of his duty, that when he was leaving Ayodhya, he didn't think about the comfort that he was leaving behind. He did not, he was only thinking about his dharma as a son. When he had to leave Sita, when he had to see, at one point of time in Ramayana, you'll see he had to leave the attachment towards Lakshman also. All the time in his all entire lifetime, he has followed only dharma. Every tyag that he has done is based on his dharma, and all the karma, it will never become a binding on him. So this is how this kind of tyag is satvik tyag. And further, Sri Krishna explains how is a sattvic tyagi. So now we know that there are three types of tyagi. One is a tamasi tyagi, another is a rajasi tyagi, and now we also saw who is a sattvic tyagi. And that is how our life should begin. How do we know that whether I am a sattvic tyagi or not? That we know from certain test, certain qualities we have to analyze if they are within us. What are those? Nadveshtya kushalam karma kushale nanushajyate tyagi sattva samavishto medhavi chinna samshayah. So Sri Krishna says, once we, why we feel like giving up on all the tasks? Because some tasks will have favorable results, or they are very favorable to us, they are our favorite tasks. Why? Because either we can do those tasks easily, or we have expertise in those tasks, or they are very rewarding. Being on the stage for some event is a rewarding task, so I want to do that over other tasks. So any task that I find is favorable, which I like to do, is a kushala karma, kushal karma. And then there is a set of tasks which is unfavorable. That cleanliness committee I was talking about, akushala karma, because nobody likes to do this. Either it is difficult, or it is non-rewarding, it does not give any recognition, or we don't have an expertise in it. So any task which falls in this unfavorable category, it becomes your akushal karma. There is a natural resistance for akushal karma or unfavorable tasks within all of us. Hmm? Sometimes, but there is a possibility that unfavorable karma also I have to do. Sometimes the maid is not coming, unfavorable task I don't like to do, but I will have to do. Hmm? My colleague who is supposed to do this task is not done it, is absent, is sick. I have to end up doing the task. So, unfavorable task, something that we don't want to do, might still become a part of your routine. But in this case, the tendency of a common man is he will not want to do, he would like to give up on the akushala karma, unfavorable task. But Sri Krishna says that medhavi people, medhavi chinna samshayah, medhavi is the intelligent one. They do not have any doubts. What they will do? Na dveshti akushalam karma. They do not hate or disregard the difficult or unrewarding task. And kushale na anushajyate means they do not remain attached to the favorable task, or this task I specially like, so I will do only this task. This amongst all our sevis also, no, trainer only I want to become, I don't want to do any other We have more than 45-50 teams in our Learngeeta, but no, I want to only do this. That kind of attachment to a particular task is what is not there. That tendency is not there in the Satvik Tyagi. The Satvik Tyagi, very beautiful example, Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, he is like the flow of the water in, if there are the canals are dug in the fields, the farmer will dig the canal from the flow of that water stream. They will dig canals. Now, what this water will do, it will not flow in any direction that it wants. It is going in the flow in which the canal is being dug. It is following the path wherever if it is going in eastward direction, it will go eastward. If the channel is in the westward, wherever the farmer is digging, the flow of the water will be in that direction. Similarly, the tyagi does not give up on his duties just because the task is favorable or unfavorable. He will do because karyamityeva yat karma. It is my duty, so I will do. The water is flowing in the direction because it is a duty of the water to ensure that wherever the farmer wishes the water should reach, there I have to go and nourish this soil. So that kind of person, tyagi sattva samavishto, medhavi chinna sanchay. He is full of this kind of sattvikta. Such an intelligent person, he is driven by what? Sattva gun, because he is driven by sattva gun. So how do we get this in our lives? We should know some real life examples also. Who is a sattvic karta? Hanumanji. Hanumanji, he never got any recognition like he's the minister of something. He's whatever duty came to him, he is doing. He is the best karyakarta of this Sena that Ramji has. He's the best Kari. He's one of the greatest devotee. He never had a post in Sri Ram's clan, but he never said that, this without a post he will not do anything. But at the same time, nothing can be accomplished without Hanumanji. Sri Ramji himself says that because of this Hanuman, I have managed to win this war. So relentlessly he has worked in this direction, that I am doing everything for Sri Ram. No matter what duty will come on my side, I will be following it. Such a sattvic karta is he's a sattvic tyagi. Further, Shri Krishna says that, after understanding all this, this is the ideal thing. And when we feel that we have to become a sattvic tyagi, Shri Krishna says, no, wait, let me tell you, you should also, while you are working in that direction, you should know whether you have reached there. And that is why this 10th shlok. But this kind of, when we are talking about duties, one question comes that, is it really possible to live without doing any duties? We are always going to be doing those duties. So Shri Krishna repeats this one point that he has said earlier also, that nahi deha vrata shakyam tyaktum karmanya sheshatah yastu karma phalatyagi satyagi ityabhidhiyate. Summarizing everything. Now, Shri Krishna says, he makes one decisive statement. What is that one decisive statement? That it is not possible for bodily beings. Now, about the bodily beings, he has told that, always that we cannot live without doing any karma. At the same time, it is not possible that, no matter how many times I say you should give up on the attachment, it is not possible for us. It is very difficult. The similar thing in the third chapter, when Shri Krishna says, Nahi kashchit kshanamapi jato tishtatya karma krit. We are going to be doing the task constantly. And a similar thought in a little twisted way, Shri Krishna says, Nahi deha brata shakyam karmanya tyaktum nahi deha brata shakyam tyaktum karmanya sheshata. It is not possible for us to abandon any kind of work. Asheshata means entirely we cannot abandon any actions. Something we will be doing, sleeping, eating, studying, listening to Vivechan, or if not listening to Vivechan, partying somewhere. It is a matter of our choice. But though we cannot leave doing actions, we can free ourselves from the results of the action. But it is not going to happen just like that. So, but a relinquisher of all these somebody who, after doing all these actions, is able to give up karma phalatyagi, yattu karma phalatyagi. Such a person who can completely relinquish, completely give up on the fruits of all the actions, such a person is called what? Tyagi iti tyagi iti abhidhiyate. Such a person is called a tyagi. So no matter what we do, we are going to get fruits of the action. Once I giving the exam, I'm going to get the result. But I should remain able to be detached. If getting great marks, I should not be full of pride. If I'm not getting the desired mark, I should still continue to study with the same energy. That is the ideal karyakarta. What are the different now in this context, again talking about the fruits of action, Shri Krishna explains that the fruits are also of the three types. It's a very short shlok, but yeah, I think we should just take it in the next session. So further, Shri Krishna will tell us about what are the different fruits of every action that we come across, and how is our reaction to those fruits of the particular karma. Those details we will be seeing in the next session. With that, I offer this entire discussion at the lotus feet of Param Puja Gurudev, with whose blessings we get analysis of entire Bhagavad Gita in this 18th chapter. Let us all offer the discussion together. Hari Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Thank you so much for the patient listening.
Thank you, Didi. Didi, that was an enlightening session, and Didi dealt in detail in a sweet voice, which is music to our ears, and in simple words. Thank you, Didi, for your wonderful interpretation. We will be seeing more of this in coming sessions. Now it's time for question and answers. I request those who want to ask questions to raise their hands and switch on their cameras and wait for their turn. Please make the questions precise so that more questions can be taken. Yeah, over to you, Didi. Yeah.
No hand
Yeah.
raises. Fine.
No hand raises. Oh, so it was so wonderful that they don't have any doubts at all.
I just assume so.
Yeah, yeah.
There is
Yeah, you have, yeah.
Radhika
Yes,
ji.
Radhika
Pranam.
ji, yeah.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah, did he have to unmute? Radhika ji? Huh.
Hari Om, I have a question, Jai Shri Krishna. Can you please once again go over the difference between Tyaga and Shraddha? I mean, and Tyaga and Sannyas.
So this entire thing is about tyag is that of the karma that we have done, that I have decided not to do something. Sannyas refers to abandoning something. Now that difference, Shri Krishna, basically the whole problem comes from this one word sannyas that Shri Krishna has used here. Ideally, they both are very, very similar. But Shri Krishna is telling that you have to take a sannyas from your karma, that is from the actions. We have to take a sannyas. And tyag is that when I abandon doing something, I don't want to do something. But when we are, suppose I decide to do, I'm expected to do a certain thing. A very clear difference he has not given between tyag and sannyas. He has used, Arjun has used this word sannyas, but Shri Krishna has Shri Krishna has used these terms in two contexts. Tyag he used in context of giving up on actions. And sannyas, basically, sannyas comes, the origin of this word is from two words, satnyas. Nyas means keeping something properly. If you, it is like, in a bank account, in a bank, if you deposit some money, that we will say as nyas, keeping something safely. So that sannyas means keeping something in a good way, in a proper way. So that fruits of the karma, we are just abandoning. We are not remaining attached to that fruits of the action. That in that context, Shri Krishna uses the words sannyas and tyag also, sangan tyaktva also. Both basically are very, very similar, but Shri Krishna is not confusing between these two words, but he is telling us an ideal way to follow this sannyas or follow this tyag. Arjun has asked this question clearly, but when Shri Krishna is answering it, he is not differentiating between the two words, but he is differentiating in the three types of these two words. That is how it is going.
Thank you, Dee.
Thank you, Radhikaji. Jai Shri Krishna. Kiran Bhaiya, pranam to you.
Pranam, Jai Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
So, my question is, fundamentally, in an active battlefield, this is about the overall Gita. The entire discourse would have taken several hours, right? So, how did they actually manage to, in the midst of such a chaos and active battlefield, how did they manage to deliver all that in between? Because 750 slokas would have taken some time. Hello?
750 shlokas, we Kali Yugi people take 2 hours to say. For them,
Okay.
it is a natural language. It is their very natural language, and approximately what we read in the textbooks nowadays is that this entire conversation would have taken around 45 minutes, not more. So we, for Parayan, the people who are Gita Vratis and everyone, they take around 1.5 hours to 2 hours to read the shlokas. But we read it with Pushpika and Om Shri Paramatmane Nama, all that we do. But this is a conversation which happened in a flow. And it being their natural language, this is not a conversation of more than 45-50 minutes. And this has happened in lot of chaos. That is why at the end of this chapter, you will see that Shri Krishna is asking Arjun, hey, have you listened carefully? Everything, whatever I have told you, have you listened to all that carefully? Have you understood everything properly? So he asks for a confirmation also. Is there anything that I need to tell you? So Shri Krishna has told all this Kachideta Shrutam Partha. Did you listen? Tvayikagrena Chetasa, because it is a battlefield. So are you able to listen to all this with full concentration? He has confirmed that. And has your ignorance gone? Kachidajnana sammoha pranashtaste dhananjaya. So he asks for this thing. But Arjun is Arjun. He is not an ordinary student like us. He has high capacity to focus. We call him Gudakesha because he has a complete control over sleep. That much focus he has. He is the best student. Purushottama, Narottama, what all adjectives Arjun is being addressed with. So, because of these capacities, even in all that chaos, he has been able to listen to what Arjun, what Shri Krishna is telling Arjun.
Okay. Actually, I also have a supplemental question to this. I read in some scriptures that Vyasa is also a Krishna incarnate. So
Yes.
is it like Krishna himself took another form and he himself wrote the Gita? Or is that how I had to interpret it?
No. Bhagwan Veda Vyasji is a ansh of not Shri Krishna alone. He is considered an incarnation of Vishnu Bhagwan. Now Vishnu Bhagwan, his incarnation as Sri Rama, Krishna, and now in every yuga, one Bhagwan Veda Vyasji exists. Now that he comes with a purpose of putting all these scriptures. So he is an अंश, like when we say Shivji ka अंश Hanuman ji hai. So he's an अंश avatar of Vishnu Bhagwan. Bhagwan Veda Vyas ji is an अंश avatar of yes, but Krishna ji is Purna avatar of yes.
Okay. I see. I understood that. Yeah. And those are my questions. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Anyone has any more doubts, or shall we move towards the closure? No one is there, no? Okay, Didi, it was wonderful. And it looked very simple when you narrated it in a simple way, no? It looked, yeah. Okay, so we'll Then on behalf of Gita Pariwar and myself, I extend sincere thanks to the technical team consisting of Manisha Faltankar, Didi, and all those who have been at the backstage for their relentless and efficient efforts in making the session a great success. May I take this opportunity to thank all those who attended the session. Please do continue your Gita sadhana and attend these sessions to enrich your spiritual knowledge. I also request all those who are not giving any seva in the Parivar to give some seva as per your ability. And I had mentioned this in detail today in the opening this thing. Please do watch Gita Seva program in YouTube to know the various kinds of seva you can give. I request Aruna Devi Didi from Secunderabad to recite Pratana to mark our gratitude. Didi joined Gita Parivar in April 2023 and is giving seva as trainer and examiner in all levels and as group coordinator. May we all seek the blessings of Shri Krishna and submit today's vivation at the lotus feet of Krishna. Aruna Didi, please.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yog. What?
Yeah, Yogesham. Yeah.
Yogesham Satsidananda Vasudevau Rajapriyam Dharma Sausthapakau Viram Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you, Didi, for that beautiful rendition. Now it's time for Hanuman Chalisa. I request all to be there to recite Hanuman Chalisa. Now, thank you all for being there. Yeah. So next, yeah. Didi, please. Hanuman Chalisa, please.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा गानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिरहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय.
Thank you all for being there till the end. May the knowledge gained today make our week ahead brighter and more beautiful. We shall see you back on another enlightening session next week. Till then, Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.